Hello, everyone. We thought we'd introduce ourselves because I'm sure you don't just want to look at a slideshow of Mallorca. So, this is Jefferson, or as you'll probably hear him referred to a lot, Yeffy.
And that's Michelle. Probably you guys going to hear more. Michi?
We've been together for 15 years, married for 14 years. We currently live in Hamburg, Germany, and we just bought a house at the Lago Maggiore.
Yeah, that's been always our plans, always looking for a vacation home. Eventually, this new beginnings started completely different because we took way more bigger. There are
Yeah, we went a little bit overboard with our project. We just wanted a little house and a little extra apartment to rent. Ended up with quite a big project. So this is going to be sort of a lifetime project now. So we'll see how it goes. The reason we've been doing the Mallorca slideshows is because that's kind of where it all started, because he really wanted to find something in Mallorca, which
we found almost purchasing.
yeah, we did get close to purchasing. Yep. We'll get into that in a couple of videos. Yeah, then we ended up at the Lago. So, Jefferson, why don't you tell them a little bit about where you're from and what you do?
Yeah, we have a very big journey in this life. I think for 15 years we are together. I think our life went so many in different ways, in different how you say direction.
Let me tell you a little bit about myself. We're in Hamburg, Germany right now, which is where I'm sort of from. Summer of 2017, I've been back in Hamburg, and then he came in December with our 3 cats to Hamburg, and we've been here ever since. But him being Brazilian, he needed a little bit more warmth, so that's where we started looking for the idea of finding a vacation home. And of course, Mallorca was an option because it's essentially like a neighborhood of Hamburg, because everybody in Hamburg flies to Mallorca. So we were thinking there. Then COVID hit, then things got complicated. Anyway, we'll tell you a little bit more of that later. Why don't you tell them a little bit about you?
I need something summer. I need something place to be more sun. Then we're starting to look in Mallorca. One time I was Portugal, but it was a little too far for us. And then we started to go to Mallorca on the time to look for housing. It was a little expedition.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a couple of videos later. I'm already working on those. Hang in there. They're going to be mostly photos again, so a little bit of a slideshow, because at that point we weren't videoing yet. We really didn't think we were going to do this vlogging thing. But then kind of decided, why not share this adventure? So before I was mentioning that I'm from Hamburg, but not really, it's a little bit complicated. Jefferson said I should elaborate on that because don't want to keep you guys hanging. Like I said, my father worked for an aviation company, so he moved around a lot. That meant that I was actually born in South Africa. From there we moved to Pakistan, then back to Germany, here in Hamburg, then to Florida, then back to Hamburg, then to Tulsa, Oklahoma, then Memphis, Tennessee, and then finally, like I said before, I moved to New York to go to college. I spent all of my summers here and any free time I had as a child here. So I sometimes feel like I did pretty much grow up here, and I grew up culturally very much connected to here because my whole extended family was here. So that's a little bit my back. I originally went to New York to study architecture at Pratt Institute. The embarrassing part is I dropped out after the 4th year of a 5-year program because I loved architecture, I loved designing, but I didn't see myself doing it in the future. I went back to school, got my bachelor's in psychology and a minor in sociology. And then eventually I went to Columbia to do my master's in social work. I work as a social worker in the healthcare system, which is pretty interesting to be at like an administrative level and work on a lot of patient care coordination and things like that. So sort of an essential part of the team, making sure that people are discharged and taken care of properly after they're discharged. So that's what I do now. But now we're looking for some change. We'll see where things go. So
first I went to school for interior designing, and now look like we now from interior design and architecture we come back to this dream is always I want to be as well too, because when I was young I always want to be interior designing, and now this new project we have is going to be connecting, I think, us in this new beginning.
yeah, kind of true. We're kind of going full circle.
Yes, and brave of me too. It was very
brave.
Yeah, very in the beginning it was hard.
But we need to tell them, you moved to Hamburg. You had never been here before. You've been to Germany before, but you've never been to Hamburg. So when you got off that plane with the 3 cats in December of 2017, it was like, surprise.
Yeah.
This is where you are now.
Yeah, I always been in Germany 2 times, but always in the south. Always I have a friend here, and that's why my friend said, you move to Germany one day, and he told me that, and eventually then I met Michelle from Germany, and then that's then I moved to Germany.
How we met, we'll get into another time, but yeah, so that was also an interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where we are now. We just thought we'd introduce ourselves so you kind of have an idea who are the people who are behind the slideshow, and we'll explain how we ended up from Mallorca to Lago Maggiore later. That'll be another video because yeah, we need to explain that a little more differently. So yeah, that's pretty much us. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Make sure to like our videos, and also please click the little subscribe button on the bottom so that, you know, we get some more followers. And we'd love to hear from you, and we hope you keep following and like what we're going to be showing you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.